I'm not wearing my headphones.
We're live.
We're live.
We're
Hey
live.
guys, we are back with the Stanley Parable. Let's try to get more endings. Let's see how this goes.
Yep.
James from Fourth Views with Patrick Shadow from Patrick Shadow channel.
Yep. We have a lot of endings to do today, so we're going to try
All of
to
his
get a little quick.
co-workers were gone.
Like most of
What
them
could
have.
it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Is
Oh, yeah,
Stanley
look at that. Apparently
without
the
the
stickers are
bucket
permanent.
really
You see
Stanley
that?
at all? No.
What now?
No, surely not.
I'm not signed into your screen yet. Do what now?
The
Oh, the
stickers are
stickers.
permanent.
Nice.
So yeah, we're going to try to go quick with this.
Stanley clutched the
We have a lot
bucket
of
tightly to
endings
his
to do.
chest and entered the door on his left.
I'm not looking forward to that 4-hour ending.
Yeah, we don't talk about the 4-hour ending. Whoa,
We have to talk about it at some point.
I just noticed there's creepy music in this room. And the lights changed. Anyways, we apparently
Okay, it's
have,
creepy, Patrick.
we have 4 more Stanley things to find, and then we get a special ending.
Let's look for the figurines, I guess.
Yeah.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Thankfully, I'm a cheater, and so I know where they all
But did you have to tell the name
Another
on that?
miniature Stanley figurine. This,
No.
you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands?
What?
Stanley figs. What about Stanlerines?
I like that
Yes,
one.
I think I like that. Another
Are.
Stanlerine
We'll go
under
with
your
that.
belt.
Stanley.
We'll
I
go
would.
with that. Stanley.
Hey, that's different. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, money Chris. Sounds like Mr. Krabs wrote that.
What now?
Sounds like Mr. Krabs wrote that.
Oh, money in the morning, evening. Money for breakfast.
Yeah. Anyways, we're gonna do the let's do the 8 achievement.
Stepping into his manager's
Oh,
office,
no,
Stanley was once again
eight,
stunned
whatever.
to discover not an indication of any
Oops.
human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of
Yeah, I
hours,
got it.
did the bucket's warmth and guiding light
Nice.
pierce the dark clouds of
Was that an
confusion and
achievement?
chaos. It would be with him
Kind of.
all
1 second. Let me get the code so we can bypass this guy. 2845.
always. The bucket would. And he knew it. The two but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along?
Yes.
Was the bucket guiding him?
No, we just didn't
this
feel
is
like
certainly
sitting
the
there
most
listening to you
logical
yap.
explanation.
Yep. This makes sense. Totally. Complete sense.
Complete and utter sense.
Yes, it does. Come on.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him,
Oh, yeah, James,
comforting
in a
him,
few endings, we have to do
reassuring
the
that
up
in
and
this
down
darkest
ending
moment
again.
of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Someone tells me you
Stanley and the
forward
bucket
that.
walked straight ahead through the large door
Yes,
that
I know
read
which one you're talking
Mind
about.
Control Facility.
Isn't this nice?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Yeah, I wonder.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
We got that ending.
Well, actually, it's different with the bucket.
The diving in the thing ending.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone
back
in
and
the
get it.
office was being
No,
videotaped,
we'll get it later.
monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket
Okay.
had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst
How
into
many
tears
wet bucket
as
endings
Stanley
are there?
cradled it gently,
All of them.
reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Except for a couple.
Was the bucket under the
So do
mind
we go
control
through each
facility's
ending with the
influence
bucket?
as well?
Yes.
Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't
Oh,
wish
Lord
to
Jesus.
do? What
we wanna get 'em all,
kinds of
that's what we
things
wanna
does
do.
a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first
Looks like the
place?
Stanley Parable is going to be
These
longer than we
questions
thought,
raced
ladies and
furiously
gentlemen.
Yeah.
in Stanley's feeble mind.
Squishes.
He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it.
So
His
you're
own
telling me
life
we
in
got
someone
43
else's control
43
never
endings first
could
time.
squeeze the bucket
No,
tighter.
we got 20
His
something.
one friend in the entire world.
How
At
many
this point,
does
he could
having the
trust
bucket
no
take
one
away from that?
except for the bucket.
What? The,
Does having the
But here was
Huh?
the proof.
so
The
there are
heart
20
of the
endings without the
operation.
bucket, then there are 20
Controls
some
labeled
endings
with
with the
emotions,
bucket. So
happy
40
or
total.
sad or content.
Oh, okay.
Walking,
So we got
eating, working,
the
all of
20
it
that are
monitored
without
and
the bucket.
commanded from this
Yeah.
very place.
Yeah.
And as the cold reality
got
of his
you now.
past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this
Here we go, we got one more.
Stanley and the bucket
We have
waited
one
in
more now.
blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to
take the
trust,
bucket.
to support, and... What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place, not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms, not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room, but at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Well, that's an ending.
Or said, how about no?
Yep. Alright, so we're gonna go by this list. Next, we are going to do the museum. What would be the museum ending?
What?
The going down the escape hall.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. As Stanley lifted his bucket, he felt a connection to all buckets everywhere. This adventure, he decided, was for all of them.
Oh, goodness, I missed one of the, toilet and then...
What?
Okay, so... Oh, okay. Once we get through the elevator, around the elevator, there is a, another standing minifigure.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Tangerine.
Stinger, yes, that's what it was, Stinger. Nearby a fireplace. From a red and blue stairs into stairs.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's
all
office.
the way up.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of
I do
happiness
like Figlies.
that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
What do you think, James?
What did he say now?
Stanlerines or Figlies?
Stanlerines.
Okay. Oh, thank goodness he cuts it out. This. I think he does. Oh, yes, he does. Thank you. I know I don't have to listen to
Stanley and the
that
bucket
again.
walked straight ahead through the large door that read,
Nope.
Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
No, we don't
The
care.
door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Don't worry, I won't make us
At
listen
this
to all the
point,
dialogue.
Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward
back and
into a
forth, you know.
very painful death for each of them.
We'll be okay.
Okay. Oh,
And down we go. Continuing down. Nice.
what now?
We die.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
Oh dear.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws.
Yeah.
In a single visceral
So
instant,
who's the lady?
the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death.
Violently. Hey, everyone.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's
Yeah.
true that all buckets are radiant in their own way,
Very true.
but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
It was indeed. Whoa! We don't have the bucket anymore. The bucket welcomes you to the grand exhibit. I'm not sure about that.
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to
What?
take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his
That's what
short
shot.
life?
Okay, is this lady simping for a bucket?
Yeah, we don't. A bucket with two handles? Too dangerous or recklessly experimental? Dozens are put to death every year for attempt to get wild. Oh. Oh. Oh, there's the bucket. It's up there. What's he doing up there? Inferno bucket. Replica of the Inferno bucket, which in the medieval era was powerful, allowing to throw dozens of nations to war. Not a billion style against bucket, all super bucket. No one can control a bucket. Very true. The stress bucket. Were you negative thinking mechanician? Stress the level of water in the bucket. Coping strategies, holes, vulnerability, rise, and strength. Discipline, aggressive. Okay. The stress bucket. Presented without commentary. Wow. Oh my goodness. Okay, moving on. Cave drawing. Buckets predict the existence of mankind.
Go back and look at that.
Notice he's drawn to the bucket is allowing itself to be used, having judged humanity be worthy of its treasures. This is excellent.
Look
James.
at the cave drawing again.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, indeed.
So the bucket is their god.
No
Nice.
man can
Yep.
own a bucket, and certainly
then.
not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
This lady is literally simping for a bucket.
The hanging bucket. This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between bucket and humanity. However clear a grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that is always out of reach. This distance inevitably is for our own good. Wow. Alright, I'm gonna try to get the bucket. Oh, I got it. What
But
happens
there
now?
is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket should take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, with a new vision.
Gosh.
Okay. Okay, that took a long time to reset.
Is that an ending?
That was an ending. Alright, now we have... Okay, now we have to go down to the basement.
All of his co-workers
With the
were
bucket.
gone. What
Yeah.
could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting
This should
room.
be a short
What
one,
new
though.
mysteries lay in store for our bucket?
I think I prefer the lady as the narrator.
Okay.
Stanley
what?
clutched the bucket
Yeah.
tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
She was literally simping for a bucket.
Yeah. Okay, James, 2 more minifigures to go.
Hey, where are they?
One's down here and one's in the red and blue room.
Coming to a
I
staircase,
mean, I don't know, 'cause I'm
Stanley
not
and the
sure.
bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Can we get to the red and blue room with the bucket?
Yes, there's a way. If we go to the quiz room, you know, where it says, is this a bucket? If instead of saying yes, we say no, then we go to the red and blue room. Yeah.
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler anurines. Very
What?
soon, you'll collect the last one.
The what?
And then the first number
Figler
will equal the
anurines.
second number, and that will be it.
No.
We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them. And now we have them all.
Wow.
You can't go back to when you had no Figler anurines. None of us can.
That's a terrible name.
Do a better name.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy.
What does
And
Stanley
then
work at Amazon?
something occurred to Stanley.
I guess.
Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this.
Huh?
Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically
gone.
grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me, the bucket.
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
Come to me, Stanley. Find me.
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way
Why
to
does the
truly
bucket
restore
sound
his
like
sanity.
Dr.
And
Evil?
then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along. It was incredibly
That's painful.
Stanley
Yeah.
doubled over in agony and blacked out.
No kidding.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of
What's with
comfort and
this?
security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
I think that's a canon ending, if you ask me. Yeah, that's definitely the canon ending.
Yep.
Does not disagree.
Nope.
Alright, let's see. Next up, we're gonna do what would be the escape pod ending.
What is that? Oh, that's the creepy one.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
the only problem is that one's hard to do.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it
The
mean?
what?
It's kind of
Stanley
hard
decided
to
to go to the meeting room. Now this, Stanley thought to
Kinda
himself,
hard to do.
this
Yeah.
is a bucket.
do. Because you have to
And indeed it was.
time it just right.
Stanley
Doors.
clutched the bucket tightly to his
Yeah.
chest and
Okay.
entered the door on his left.
But I think I can do it. Okay, one little minifigure left. Come on, man. Stanley,
Coming
why
to a
did we miss right
staircase,
there?
Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's
Missed it.
What?
I missed it. Door's closed.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life. Finally,
That one.
yes, the bucket. Yes, I love that bucket.
He loves the bucket
Stanley
too.
clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
So James, how do you feel about the bucket?
It needs to go back to Home Depot where it belongs.
Ouch. James, how do you
Coming to a
feel about the
staircase,
bucket?
Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I've had mops with more intelligence.
Mops. Ouch.
Stepping into his manager's
Oh, look at
office,
it.
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Ah.
Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the
Uh-oh.
bucket.
Oh, there we go. Apparently that door didn't close because I was in it, and now it was broken. Anyways, here we go. It should work now. What happens if I go down here? Oh, it's just closed. Okay. That makes sense.
Righty.
Alright, here we go. This should unlock Trust the Completionist Instinct. I agree. Oh, whoa, everything's different. Why is everything yellow?
Bucket.
Oh, it's just that room. Okay. Ah, yes, here we go. I did not just see that door opening.
What?
I just saw the door open.
Oh, Lord.
Which is not creepy at all.
No,
Ah, here we
not at
go.
all.
Empty, dark room. What could possibly go wrong? We are now leaving.
Yeah, what
Escape.
could possibly go wrong?
Escape pod bay. Oh, here's a creepy part. The Stanley's office.
Narrator needs to laugh.
Why are there infinite Stanley offices? Even MatPat couldn't figure it out.
To be fair, this whole game is creepy.
True. But this part, because there's no narrator. I mean,
Yeah,
if it weren't for the bucket, this would just be horrifying.
Yes.
Thankfully, we have the bucket, so we're fine.
Get the hash-slinging slasher to do narration.
Oh, dear. The rash ringing clasher? Aha, here we go. To the escape pod. Ooh.
So y'all ain't having church
No,
tomorrow?
not tomorrow, because it's New Year's.
Alright, so I'll see you Saturday.
I guess so. Ah, here we go. Escape pod.
Yo, Stan.
This is not weird at all.
Not creepy.
No, not weird at all.
Stop petting the bucket.
Dude, there's clearly room for both of you.
Dan, come on now. Did we ever use the escape pod as just us?
No, because the escape pod doesn't activate unless there's a narrator. And don't ask me why it's working now. I guess the bucket's a narrator? That's one conclusion I can come to.
God.
No,
A soft
James.
wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after.
What?
Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
Well, yeah, because there's nothing outside.
What?
James?
I see it.
James?
I see it.
James?
What did you do, Patrick?
There's no bucket.
I see it.
There's no bucket. James,
Go to the broom closet.
There's no bucket.
Go to the broom closet. I'm pretty sure they have buckets.
But, James, there's no bucket.
And?
But there's no bucket.
And?
What are we gonna do without the bucket? I don't think this is worth moving on without the bucket.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Well, what is life without buckets, James?
Where's the last minifig?
In that red and blue room.
How do we get there?
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
James, there's no bucket.
Maybe
Coming to
we
a
shouldn't have
staircase-
set it away in the escape pod.
I'm gonna restart the game and see if the bucket comes back.
All of
but
his
in all
co-workers
seriousness,
were gone. What could it mean?
I mean, surely the bucket
Stanley
comes back.
decided
Oh,
to
there
go
it
to
is.
the meeting room. Perhaps
Look,
he
there's
simply
the
missed a
bucket.
memo.
We actually did get the bucket to escape, and so this is a replacement. And it still has the stickers.
And try not to lose this one too, you dolt.
Ha! That's hilarious. What happens
Okay.
what happens if we do it again?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Oh,
You probably
no.
don't get a bucket.
Huh?
You probably don't get a bucket.
Oh, that would be funny.
So let's figure out all the necessary bucket endings, and then we can send the bucket.
Coming to a
back.
staircase, Stanley and the
good
bucket
family.
walked upstairs to the boss's office.
There we go.
Which ending is this?
Stepping
you don't
into
wanna-
his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned
You what?
to discover
You
not
don't
an
wanna-
indication of any human life.
2845.
Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may
This
have
is the
broken
one
down
where
into
we
an
have to get
emotion,
on
but
and off
Stanley
the
guessed the
elevator.
correct
Yes,
code by sheer
I'm sorry.
luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket
Is it?
guiding
It
him?
was
I hate this
inevitable.
movie.
We had to
This
do
is
it.
certainly the most
We had to
logical
do it eventually.
explanation.
Maybe there'll be some
Yes.
funny dialogue. Oh, James, we need some elevator music.
Dun, 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 dun. Wait,
Oh, yeah, it teleports us.
that's not elevator music.
Wait, Stanley said to the bucket. Can we go back up? When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3. I want to go back so I can try pressing the number 3 again. The bucket said nothing.
Okay. Should I go press 3 or just keep going up and down? I guess I'm gonna press 3.
Here we are, said Stanley. Now I'm going to try out that number 3 button. He took the bucket over to the keypad and began absolutely slamming on the number 3 over and over and... Wow, he said. The number 3 is such a special button. I'm having the time of my life. Stanley looked expectantly at the bucket, but the bucket remained silent. This was a shock to Stanley, who had always felt such a connection with the bucket. How was this not as exciting to the bucket as it was to him? Once Stanley had had enough of the number 3, he got back in the elevator.
Interesting.
Perhaps
Please
the bucket
teleport us.
had missed
Please
something.
teleport.
Perhaps it had not seen how much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly.
Oh, thank goodness it does teleport us. Thank you.
No, said Stanley to the bucket. You can't go on yet. Not till you understand how much the number 3 means to me. You and I have been through so much together, and I just want you to see
You're
what
pressing
I
number
see.
3.
Feel the
Yeah,
happiness
number.
I feel. He smiled at the bucket, and the bucket said nothing.
Bucket starts talking, there's a problem.
Sure. Still not activated. Okay, I guess we go press number 3 some more.
Here we
what?
go, said Stanley. This time I'll really show you. He ran to the number 3 and began to wail on it like a musician on a beloved instrument, weaving a concerto of truth and passion. He wielded the number 3 like a fine artist would wield a paintbrush. He told stories through the number 3, stories of his dreams and hopes and fears. And the whole time, he looked to his bucket
The
for a
instrument he plays in
response.
SpongeBob's band, the number
Anything
3.
to let him know that the bucket appreciated what he was doing. The bucket conveyed absolutely nothing at all, only silence. Crushed by a wave of dejection, Stanley returned to the elevator. Stanley and the bucket were so close. They'd always been there for one another. Why suddenly could the bucket not connect with this passion of Stanley's? The question caused Stanley to ruminate the whole way down the elevator.
No.
He knew
teleport.
that there must be a
No.
way to get through to the bucket, to communicate fully with his dear friend. Surely there was a solution, mustn't there be?
Patrick's like, you better teleport.
It's just long enough to do the dialogue, so it's fine. We don't have to sit there like we did last time, which was so bad.
Said Stanley. I know what to do. I know how to fully express this feeling in my heart. He decided right then and there that he would hold a press conference where he would speak to the public on all matters relating to pressing the number 3 over and over. He would elaborate fully on what the number 3 meant to him and why he felt so alive when pressing it. Then the bucket would be able to see his joy through the eyes of others. It would get to see the world react to this discovery of Stanley's. And it would be through the public eye that the bucket would finally understand Stanley's work.
Yes.
For months, he advertised and marketed his press conference, building excitement around it, developing and rehearsing it, until it couldn't be refined a single measure further. When the big day arrived, Stanley was as prepared as he'd ever been for anything in his life. This was it. One last chance to win the bucket over. One opportunity to share a true connection with a loved one.
Excellent.
There was no one here.
What?
Nobody had come to the press conference to hear Stanley speak.
What?
To listen to him talk about what it really means to press the number 3 on a keypad over and over. He was unloved, uninteresting, he was a failure. And in that moment, Stanley knew that the bucket would never again take him seriously. There would be no connection, no deeper understanding. The bucket merely sat there in his arms, indifferent. And so it began that slowly, over many years, the two of them grew more and more distant. They spoke less and less, neither wishing to state the obvious, that any sense of real respect between them had eroded since that day at the press conference. There would be no more games, no more long conversations about passion and pursuit, only a silence that consumed the space between friends. And Stanley, having for once in his life discovered the warmth and comfort of true companionship, was cast back into the unremarkable normalcy of loneliness.
Well,
Okay.
that was depressing.
That's a great ending.
I'm sorry, but we said we had to get all of them.
You know what?
Okay, now we're on the bottom of the mind control ending, and then I think we're gonna, yeah, then we're done with the left door, and we get to go to the right door. Hey, not bad.
Nice.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great. One man, one bucket, one chance to seize their destiny together. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
James, do you remember the passcode? I still can't remember the passcode.
2845.
Oh, thank you.
Anyway, we're gonna have so much,
Coming to a
Stanley
staircase,
Parable on
Stanley
your
and the
channel.
bucket walked
This
upstairs
is
to
just
the
gonna be
boss's office.
the
Yeah.
Stanley Parable channel.
I mean, hey, we're doing pretty good.
Stepping into the manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Nice.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the
No, I've
bucket
heard it so
guiding him?
much that I have to recall it.
This is certainly the most logical
Yeah.
explanation.
Pressing that button. I've pressed that button too many times. Why must I
talk about
press
the
that button over
elevator.
and over again? Okay. Gonna be fine?
Stanley and the bucket
That'll be
walked
fine.
straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Come on. Come on, come on.
Thing with pressing all the buttons to try to shut down the bomb.
But just
Oh,
as Stanley was about to
that
proceed
doesn't exist
further
in this
into
stuff.
the mind control facility, he tripped and fell
Do I?
over the railing
It
and
doesn't
into the
exist.
dark void below. Thankfully, he fell directly onto the bucket, which safely cushioned his fall.
Ouch!
Now, what to do next? Stanley wondered. Stanley and the bucket could find no way out of this enormous pit, and so eventually they decided that the best thing to do would be to simply get comfortable down here. So they set up a little couch and relaxed. It really wasn't so bad down here.
Wow.
Cold, perhaps. After some time had gone by, they installed a few shelves
And a
as
TV.
well, and a sort of kitchenette that was useful for when the bucket was craving paninis. But it wasn't until the rugs and the standing lamps came in that it really started to feel like a home. In fact, after some time, Stanley realized that it had been ages since he had even thought of the mind control facility at all. He'd never gotten to fully explore what was up there, never been able to unearth the many mysteries of the mind control facility. This lack of closure began to eat at him. Soon he was dwelling on his regrets, and the state of their home slowly decayed as Stanley became withdrawn and neglected the cleaning.
Cleaning?
It unsettled the bucket deeply.
Whoa.
Stanley wasn't usually like this. The bucket tried to reach out to him again and again, but to no avail. All Stanley could think about, all he could talk about, was going back, doing it over again, staying on the path. It was a mistake to leave the path. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. I need to do what the narrator says. I need to see the true ending. This made no sense at all to the bucket, which was simply trying to live its life down here as comfortably as possible. Yet Stanley was unconsolable. This isn't an
Let the
ending.
place go.
This is just a hole in the ground. The bucket sighed. True, it wasn't an ending. But it's where we happen to be. And maybe, possibly, if we accept the reality of things, maybe this will become an ending eventually. It's what the bucket was counting on. The two of them waited for a very long time.
Okay.
That was an ending.
That was an ending.
Alrighty.
So, now we move on to the right door endings.
The what?
Okay, now we do the right door endings.
How many of them we gotta do?
Well. Okay, let's just go ahead and skip the cold feet ending, because it's pretty much nothing. Apparently.
Cold feet ending.
Where you go on and off of the, that, what's it called?
Lift thing.
The lift thing, yeah.
Well, if we gotta do it, we gotta do it.
Okay, we can do it. I mean, I don't think we did it. We didn't do it without the bucket either.
All of his co-workers were gone.
But it's not really
What
an
could it
ending,
mean?
it's more of a Easter
Stanley
egg.
decided to go to the meeting room. It's bucket time.
It's not an actual ending.
It's more of an Easter egg than an ending. But it's technically an ending.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way
We
to
might
meet
save
him.
it for last
But
on the
Stanley
right
had
door
felt
then.
the bucket
Oh.
calling to him, telling
Okay.
him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Okay.
What?
1 second. I think, yeah, we did that one.
Did which one?
Oh, wait, what?
What?
1 second, I'm trying to... Let me try to figure this out. Yeah, we did that one.
Which one?
We did the destroy, where the other characters want to destroy the bucket. Then we did, let's go to cargo. We jump off. Did that one, I think. Yeah, we did. Then we unplugged the phone and we picked up the phone, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, now the next one is where we jump on the catwalk. Wait. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Never mind,
What?
never mind. Okay, I was wrong, actually. If we go to the quiz show, no matter what we say, it's the same. What this map is saying is if we don't have the bucket, then we get to go to the red and blue doors. So what I need to do in order to get that Stanley minifigure is not have the bucket.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Okay.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I misread the map. Anyways, here we go.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Really?
Yep.
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
What?
I'm trying to figure out how to get here. So, door choice, door next. What does that mean?
Now listen carefully, this is important.
Oh.
Stanley walked through the red door. And there it is, the last Stiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment.
Yes.
This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here, and now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Alright, and we're done with that.
Does it save?
I sure hope it does. Brain, focus please.
You have to get an ending for it to save.
James, I think we've done a lot of the buckets.
Do what?
I think we have the. I think we only have a few buckets, a few endings left.
Really?
Yeah. So.
Okay.
We cushion bucket, order bucket, yeah, comedies, well, okay, we've done all the right door endings. I think that oh, here we go.
What?
Apparently we have to get the bucket into Stanley's room for this one.
What?
Huh. Okay, James, apparently we can only do this one if Stanley's door stays open. Which happens when the phone rings. Which is random, I think. And it hasn't happened yet. We already did the heaven ending. We already did the out of map ending.
Yeah.
new content in there?
We did the new content ending, didn't we?
Yeah, but apparently you can do with the bucket. Okay.
Okay. I don't see how that's possible when...
Okay. After completing the epilogue, new memory zone and executive. Oh, my brain hurts. Okay. So, now that we have done all those endings, we have to restart 5 times, and then we can get a special ending.
Okay.
Do we want to...
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's it's those figurines, those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone? I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
Alrighty then. Okay. And Stanley found the collectibles. Interesting. I see a written basket. Okay. Still a bunch of 2013 stuff. Oh, but now we're going to the basement immediately?
I don't want to know.
Okay.
I don't want to know.
Moving on.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
Well.
Right.
Hey, wait. This is a 7. Technically. Whoa. I was right. It's at 7. Okay. So, I think we created a paradox.
And here was a second Stanlerine. You found this one all on your own, just by poking around in the warehouse. You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest,
Sure.
back then I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
Mundane, unremarkable ways.
Pick it up.
Ooh, 8. And
There's 10 of these things, aren't there?
No, probably 12.
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini stand? Can you remember?
Probably the one with the mini stand in it.
But both of these had a mini stand in it.
I guess it means which one did you find first?
No, the third. He said the third.
I mean, out of these two.
I don't remember.
I don't either.
Actually neither. I'm pretty sure. So I'll pick the bathroom because we went there first. And probably because it doesn't matter.
Hey, that's exactly right.
What?
It was here in the boss's bathroom. It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
Stop talking about 3, you know how Stanley gets.
Oh.
Let's see, what came next?
I don't remember
Yes, we
this.
found a figley in this pink room. Oh, well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
James, I don't remember this room.
It's the museum room, ain't it?
No, it's pink. Then it's archways. What? Okay. It has weird music.
Wait, is this the bucket room?
No, it's just a random room I don't think I've ever seen before. Oh, here we go.
This was the 5th mini stand, and this one was really something special. It
Not
was
really.
under the stairs. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion.
What?
Enjoy.
Was this made in iMovie?
What?
Oh, dear.
Wow. How many minifigs you got?
I wonder if we're gonna have like 13 or something. Because there's a bonus picking.
That makes sense.
Oh, dear. Copyright.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
8 minutes? I want to spit on anything else.
Hey.
I can't go up here. Okay. Oh no, do I have to pick again?
Go the opposite way of the way.
Oh yeah,
you
in
went.
here.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others.
How did you know this
Who
was
can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
What happens if I don't pick it up?
Just pick it up.
Okay. It's like I've had enough of this. Did we ever see the pink room before? You were in the...
And then there was no more. Because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future.
That's not
Goodbye,
weird at all.
Memory Zone.
How many did you get?
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the Memory Zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
Okay.
Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the Memory Zone, this
How
one
many
is
you
the
got?
most distinct and clear
13.
in my mind. Let's keep going. I want more.
Okay.
And here's where I made that video. Don't you
Go
remember
on,
the
let me
video
watch it
we
again,
watched?
please. No. Oh, it's fast. Thank you.
Yes, I love that video.
I don't. It is
What do
funny.
you got?
Oh, not the weird pink room.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
I guess. What's with the music? And did he?
Pink room with the
What?
pink room wasn't the room with the hole in it, was it?
No. Is this actually
These
in
really
order?
were a treat.
I don't
to
think so. I'm
you
sure
know,
not.
if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have neutered the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
Okay. Because you definitely did. Definitely. Hey, wait a minute. We never went to the boss's office. I wonder what happens if I go down here. Oh, nothing. So the boss's office one was replaced with a pink room. Okay.
This
here
was
we
our
go.
second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it?
How many
Keep
do you
going.
got?
I don't remember. Is 17?
This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines.
18.
Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
I don't know. Oh yeah. Collect them all. Oh, hey, look, we're back here. But it's weird. And there are no words on that. Okay. Oh, is this the jumping room?
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on.
Man.
I remember hating it back then. But time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact,
Sure.
I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories.
Okay.
Narrator's losing his mind.
Again. This is almost as bad as the skip button ending.
Oh, yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
Yeah. What? I've been cheated.
And before everything else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office?
Not that
There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember.
What came before the office?
Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy, and I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions, he would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay. So Stanley is in his head. Stanley is in the narrator's head.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided
Stanley
that as
is
soon
the
as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again
Fictional
in his
character
life.
created by the narrator.
Should I grab the bucket or not?
Do we need the bucket for more endings?
I think so.
Look it up to make sure.
Time.
It's bucket. I think we're still in a special state. Wait, what? I thought we should have the... Is it not special?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his
I
left.
guess it's normal.
Maybe we didn't need the bucket.
Whoa.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever.
What does it
Perhaps
say?
his boss's office
It's back
was
to
where
normal
he'd
without
find
the
answers.
from before we got the bucket. It's just normal.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's
I
office.
think now's the time we need to restart over and over again. I think that's right.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Okay. I think eventually the door
All of
opens
his
back up,
co-workers
if I'm
were
not
gone.
mistaken.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Nope. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, do 6 for good measure. Okay.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
Well, oh, wait a minute.
What happened?
Oh, I think that was the epilogue ending.
Yeah.
And now
Did we mess the ending up?
no, I think that we've done that.
What?
Ooh, my brain.
Your brain's gonna be fried by the end of this. Like, straight up fried.
Was that not the epilogue ending? I'm so confused right now. Oh,
Was it the...
and all the boot up cutscenes.
Huh?
Oh, I'm so confused.
You're so confused.
Okay.
You are confused.
Okay, I think we actually have a new button. Oh, we do.
What did you do?
We have a new button. Called
New
epilogue.
button. I didn't see a new button.
No, on the main menu we had a new button.
Oh,
Like where you hit begin game.
yeah.
Now I hit the epilogue button. Many, many years later. James, I think this will be our last video of the Stanley Parable.
Is it?
Wait, oh, is this in the skip? Is this like a continuation of the skip button ending?
Probably.
Well, Stanley, I guess go towards the sun, because why not? In the chair. How did Stanley find a chair? And rocks are wood? Okay.
Chair, maybe.
Yeah.
We're supposed to go.
Oh dear.
Sandstorm.
The bus chairs. You wanna see this
Buried
one?
in the chair.
guess this has to be a continuation stick by number.
It's very against you.
Ooh, this music's loud.
Do what?
The music's loud.
What'd you say now?
Music is loud.
Music is loud.
What's that in the distance? Oh. Yep. Oh man, it's the memory zone.
Do what?
James, this is the memory zone.
Oh, well.
There's a generator hooked up to it. Why is there a generator hooked up to it? How is there a generator hooked up to it? I'm not gonna ask you questions. The Stanley
wanna know.
Parable 2. And, okay. Huh.
It's kind of
P9's
creepy.
blog. Oh, this is one of those reviews, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, look at that. No more spin-offs, no more sequels. It was...
Do what?
Oh, that's the name button. Okay, I'm done. I love that. Why did they put these over here? Excellent. Okay. Oh. What? Oh my goodness. I have 26 minifigures now.
Minifigure in the game.
Huh?
How many minifigs are in the game?
I don't know. Apparently 6. Oh. I did not think that would actually do something. Hello again? Oh, it's the main menu guy. It's nice to see you. But it's terrible to learn that there will never be another Stanley Parable game. Did you read what the developer said? Preserve the integrity of the franchise. What nonsense. The Stanley Parable is not sacred. We do not need to protect it. Let's keep making Stanley Parable games until the sun explodes. Let's run this franchise into the ground. Let's drag it through the mud and back. And if people hate it, who cares? You see, that was the narrator's problem. He was so obsessed with what people thought of his work. Don't make a mistake. Don't cling to the legacy. Let it burn. It's not hard. In fact, let me show you. Together, we're going to make the Stanley Parable 3. It's simple. All we do is change the number in the game's title screen. And we know how Stanley feels about the number 3. We also need a really dumb subtitle for the game, something loud and gaudy. Go ahead, try combining some random words together to make a new title for our game. Outstretched, Pirate, the Original, Co-workers, now with added Electrode, Book of the Train Station, Dealing with the Sunshine, A Whisper of Printer Jam. I kinda like Outstretched Printer Jam myself.
That works.
It's Stanley Parable 3 Outstretched Printer Jam. It's absurd. I love it. Every time you start the game, we'll advance the number of the sequel by 1. And then we'll pick a new subtitle. That way, the Stanley Parable will never end. And nothing in the game itself will change when we do this either. Really? Adding more content sounds like work. No need to do that. It'll just be the same content recycled again and again and again with a new title screen. What do you say? Should we go forward with this plan? I like it, but I want you to have a say as well. I say yes. What do you think, James?
Yep.
Okay. Good, and let's agree to a new sequel every time we start the game. And, yeah, you know what? Since you put faith in my idea, I feel like giving you something as well. You see, I'm noticing that the narrator never found a way to give you the broken achievement, did he? Of course not. I wouldn't expect him to know how. It's been bothering me. Let's fix it. Right? There, the achievement machine is all fixed. You see, I'm on your side. We're in this together. We're going to keep this train rolling. The Stanley Parable cannot end. It can only spiral on itself forever. I must keep the wheel turning. I'm ready. Are you ready? Great. There's only one last thing we need to do. Please enter the current time. What? It's currently 10:04 because I'm an insane person. Please just slide to the... I know. Right about there. Thank you. Please enjoy the Stanley Parable. So, what do we do now?
I just continue.
Do I hit the epilogue button again?
I guess. Or do you just continue with the game?
Third case. Okay. The sixth final page. Focus on Irish, blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah blah blah. Aha. Okay, so if I say yes, okay. So it looks like now we
This is
yeah. I think now the
all
new
of his
content door
co-workers
should be
were
open
gone.
again.
What could it mean?
And we can get a couple
Stanley
of extra
decided to
things.
go to the meeting room. It's bucket time.
And I'm gonna take the bucket because apparently there's a... Yes, look at that. Return to Stanley Parable 2 Expo Hall. Excellent. Hey, he's not talking. Oh, I guess it's just gonna be quicker. I hope. Yes, it's gonna be quicker. Thank you. Okay.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra-deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra-deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Been there, done that. Feel like I'm 3 or 4 by now.
Yes,
I wish you could
shorten this
respond
far
with that
superior
to
to
the
a measly
narrator.
re-release with a few minor additions. Think
Been there,
of all
done that,
the
thanks.
territory we'll cover
Yeah.
with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new
Yeah.
experience,
Yeah.
built from the ground
Totally.
up. Why are there so many possibilities?
From
It
the
could go
ground
in
up indeed.
so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's
So
take a
what
look
in-
at some of the features
What
I
ending
have
are you
developed
actually
for it.
going for?
I figure that if I can loosely organize
I'm
a
not even
handful
sure
of
if there are any more
interesting
endings, but we
concepts,
have all the
that surely the
achievements
game will sort of
and
naturally
a bunch of
spring up
Easter eggs.
around them. Here we are. Go on.
There's
Try
no
out
way
some
we
of the
completed the
achievements.
same Stanley Parable that fast.
Apparently we did.
Okay. What achievements are we missing?
Just a few. What? What?
Wait,
I thought...
there are 2 buckets here. How did you get a second bucket? Oh no,
there's not.
the warmth and comfort of a single bucket is already so great, so
there is.
intoxicatingly wonderful. With 2 buckets, there's no telling. Stanley, can you still hear me? Are you with me? Stanley! Oh, thank God. I didn't lose you, Stanley.
Hey,
The power of
buckets.
2 buckets was too much. I had to destroy both of them. I know how much the bucket meant to you, but I couldn't take the risk. I
James.
hope one day
He
you
broke
can
the bucket.
forgive me.
We murdered one bucket. We sent another one in an escape pod, and then he just blew up 2 more.
What are we on the 5th bucket by now?
Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5th bucket. Oh, but yeah, here. He said that we can get the achievement machine. Where's the achievement
what?
machine? Ah, here it is. He said he fixed the text guy. So that he fixed the achievement
Oh,
machine.
yeah.
I don't know if I
Now
can.
here's something
If
special.
I can,
You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will begin. As you can see, the machine is not working yet. What? Wait. What in the holy hell is going on? You got the achievement?
Yep.
Why did the machine work? Stanley, I didn't fix it. I didn't do anything to it. I swear, it was broken just a second ago. Who fixed it? Is someone here? Are we being watched?
Yep.
Oh, God. Composure. Composure. Yes, as you can see, the machine is working as normal, as I intended. It truly speaks to the awe-inspiring magic of the Stanley Parable 2. Breathe. Just breathe.
He's losing it. That's hilarious.
Stanley Parable
What
3.
else? What
The
other
narrator
things have
loses
we
his
seen
mind.
yet?
Yeah. So,
Are we done?
just give me a minute.
We're not done yet.
Yeah, I got the figurines ending. Got the epilogue. All those endings. Haven't done the cold feet ending yet.
What's the cold feet ending?
That's the one where you go on and off of the ramp thingy.
We need that one then.
Well,
To do that one.
what in
What?
the world is happening? I'm sorry, I'm just losing my mind. It's fine.
Your state of mind right now fits perfectly with the bold and brash picture.
Thank you, James.
Like,
So I think, unless There are a couple achievements we haven't gotten.
What are the achievements?
We have to do a speed run. Don't play it for 10 years and play it all on a Tuesday.
What is today?
Tuesday, but we have to start from the beginning of Tuesday.
We could have got that one today if we started earlier.
Well,
How do we get speed run?
we have to beat the game in like 4 or something minutes.
4 minutes. Like 4 minutes. We have to do the endings in 4 minutes.
We have to do the good ending in 4 minutes.
Well, I remember the passcode. I think it's 2845.
Yeah, but in order to do that, you have to do some sneaky stuff, I think.
Do what?
You have to do some pretty sneaky stuff in order to get that achievement, apparently.
What do you mean?
Like, you have to jump onto the catwalks before they reach Stanley.
Yeah.
The ones that kind of, go down. But let me look and just make sure.
I'm saying we could get the legit ending in 4 minutes.
Well, yes. We can try. I think we're almost done.
Is what I'm saying.
Give me a second.
Hey, all you people. What?
1 second, I just had to talk to you for a second.
Oh, what's up?
Okay, I guess now, yeah, I guess now I have to do the achievements, or we could do the cold feet ending. What do you think?
Let's do the cold feet ending, then the achievements.
Okay.
And then there is one ending.
All of his
without the
co-workers
bucket.
were gone. What could
Tell
it
me
be?
It doesn't matter.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting
They're
room.
slightly different, but we'll go ahead and do it with the
Bucket
bucket.
And then we can do it without the bucket.
Well,
Stanley
they're
clutched the
basically the
bucket
same.
tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it
Stanley.
was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo
Big
lift,
column,
yes.
we'll go
Go
somewhere
there.
else.
Go to the cargo lift.
Oh wait, was it over the edge you had to do that? Am I doing this wrong?
Figure out how to get the cold feet achievement
No, it's ending.
ending. Do we just have to ride the thing back and forth?
It's. Oh, you have to do this. I
Oh,
think.
well, look
okay.
who's got cold feet. Well,
Oh,
from
it is.
here, it looks like the only way forward is down, since the lift won't be coming back, but that's okay. You've got a bucket. Did you know that buckets are routinely used as cushioning devices? It's true. You can fall on a bucket from literally any height and survive.
Huh. Okay.
Whoops. Looks like I was wrong. How clumsy of me.
Well, that is funny. What?
What?
It's different.
I see.
It's bucket time.
Wait, is this the, nose?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered.
Okay, well, apparently I guess that's just a random thing that happens.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers.
Apparently,
He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
you have to
Perhaps
keep
he wanted to stop by the
restarting
employee
until the office
lounge
is
first,
blue.
just to admire it.
When the office is
The lounge
blue,
was
then you can
sublime,
go special
a
window.
work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
So I guess we could sit here for a while and just restart the game.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Oh, well, look who's got cold feet. Sorry to break it to you, Stanley, but that lift isn't coming back. You'd best either get comfortable right here on this platform, or test your luck by jumping to the floor below. You know what? Looking at it now, it's not that far to the bottom floor. I bet you can make it.
Hey, I wonder what would happen if I just go in there. Probably nothing.
Whoops. Looks like I was wrong. How clumsy of me.
Okay, what should we try to do now? Oh.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Alrighty.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a
The
memo.
game was breaking itself.
Evidently.
It's bucket time.
Wait, what are we trying to do now? I guess now we need to
Whiteboard ending.
No, I think now we need to... I guess we're going to try to do the, Okay, let me look and see how we get the achievement.
What achievement?
I mean, we could try to do the whiteboard ending.
Yeah, let's try to do that.
Okay. I will look at the whiteboard ending.
Then there was another ending with bringing the bucket in his office, wasn't there?
Bringing the bucket into his office? What do you mean?
You said something about the door
Oh.
to his office.
Yeah, apparently
Open.
there's something weird in the... Well, his office. In the boss's bathroom. Which...
You know what would be the weirdest thing to see in his boss's bathroom? Do what?
What are we talking about here?
Do you know what the weirdest thing to see in his boss's bathroom would be?
What?
His actual boss.
Oh yeah, we do.
Just saying. Given how this game works.
Here we go. Okay.
Man, this Arkansas hat's real comfortable. I need another sports hat made out of this stuff.
James, I'll be back in a second.
Okay.
I'm back.
I gotta use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay, so it looks like there are many variations of the office. And,
How many variations?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Okay.
Although there are more. There's probably a bit more. Okay, what? Oh my goodness, there's one where you can see another Stanley. Oh, that's weird. Okay.
Where's that office?
Apparently, if you just keep restarting, eventually you can get a variation where the office is blue.
The Boss's office or his office?
The whole office. Down here office. Stanley's office.
Actually, oh. Is that not a blue office?
I'll be back. Again.
I gotta use the bathroom. I'll be right back too.
Okay, I'm back then.
I'll be right back. I gotta use the bathroom.
Well, this is gonna take a while, so. This is not tedious.
We promise, guys, there's a point to this.
Hang on.
I'll be right back.
You can go now because this is gonna take me a little while.
Okay.
Okay, we got a bunch of variations. Oh, wait. Got that one. Turn it in on. Turn it in. Turn it in on. Here's the paper. Normal. Normal. Oh! Hey, look at that. Now I have to wait for James. Okay, well. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. Huh. I think I need to click on one of these rooms. Got it? Yeah, 46. This one right here. If we need to click on it. Nope. Guess not. This is airborne. Well, okay. I guess I will simply sit here and wait in silence.
I'm back. Oh, the office is blue. Okay. Mm. What?
Okay, I'm back. Anyways,
The room is blue.
I restarted a bunch of times, and now we're in the blue room.
Oh, nice.
So, and now if
What now?
Welcome to the whiteboard ender. Was this worth it, James?
All that for that.
Was this worth it?
Yes.
Oh, also we can do this now.
Do what? What is,
The click button now makes a barking sound.
It's bucket time.
What do you think, James? Was this worth all the pain and suffering?
I was in the bathroom.
Should I leave this on or turn it off?
Leave what on?
The barking.
Let's see if it gets on our nerves.
I'm fine. Yeah, it's fine.
I'm fine with it.
Yep, I'm fine with it too. Alright, I think we've gotten all the endings now.
No, we haven't.
I think we have.
No, we ain't.
Like what?
You know there's one more ending.
No, there isn't. We don't talk
Yes,
about
there
that
is,
one. We
Patrick.
don't talk about that one.
Patrick.
We don't talk about it.
If this is going to be the true last ending of the last episode of the Stanley Parable, we have to talk about it. Patrick, it's time.
Okay, well then maybe we'll have to do one more because it's late.
No, we don't have to do one more.
I mean, it's late.
I get that.
Oh, I mean, we can just be quitters.
We're getting that ending.
Well, the thing is, James, I want to get
We're getting it.
all of the achievements before I do that ending.
Oh,
And well, I guess we don't have to.
what achievements we got left?
Speedrun, commitment. That's the 10. Or no, commitments to all day Tuesday, and then speedrun is the one where you speedrun it? Let me see.
We can get speed running. Like now.
Well, I guess I can try.
2845, Patrick. 2845.
Okay.
Which ending do we have to get speed run?
1 second, I'm trying to read this. In the mind control facility, after pressing a button. Okay, apparently we can get onto the table and jump to the catwalk. Alright, James, we'll try that. We'll do a quick speedrun attempt.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Get the
Stanley
bucket this
decided to go
time.
to the meeting
No
room.
bucket.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
The bucket slows us down.
Yeah.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh, will you shut up?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling
Blah, blah,
a wave
blah.
of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
2845? Although,
2845.
okay, we actually have
Stepping
to.
into his manager's office, Stanley was once
Oh,
again
man, well,
stunned to discover not an indication of any
we have to
human
do it
life.
over and over
Stanley
again
was in
until he
such a
opens his
rush to
doors.
get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a
What?
single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of
You
anxiety
have to
isn't
do it over
healthy,
and over again
so he
until he lets us
relaxed for a
pass.
few moments
Without
with some
questioning
calming
him.
new age music.
So yeah, I guess. Can I restart it now?
Yeah.
I think there's 2 more
Feeling
times.
soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly...
Okay. So maybe
How long was I
we'll be
sitting
open
there?
this time?
Stanley wondered to himself.
Maybe
Minutes?
next time?
Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open
Oh,
doors,
Stanley,
he entered the door on his left.
Imagine if the narrator was
Yet
Muggsy.
there was not a single
Oh,
person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
If this man hadn't skipped leg day, we'd be
Okay,
at
I
the
think we all
office.
know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Kill surprise.
Hey, that worked.
Okay, I did it. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, please.
Straight
Stanley
through the
walked straight
thing.
ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I wish we could walk through the large door that says "Shut up, narrator."
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Oh,
What
I don't know
horrible
if I'm
secret
showing
did
up.
this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I wasn't quite as good as I should have been.
Now the monitors jumped to life,
But I don't know
their
if I
true
can get
nature
up again.
revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The
press the
lives
button?
of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen.
Come on.
And Stanley,
Can I get
one
up
of them,
please?
eternally monitored in
Oh,
this
well.
place where freedom meant
Oh
nothing.
man, I lost time right there. Can I get
This
up over here?
mind control facility,
time,
it
though.
was too horrible to
Okay, well.
believe. It couldn't be true.
Maybe there's a
Had
little bit
Stanley
some
really been
the,
under someone's control all this time?
this.
Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's
it's been
control.
4 minutes yet.
Never. It was
You know,
unthinkable.
maybe we should time this.
Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire
Yeah, 4
life
minutes and 20
utterly
seconds.
blind to the world?
What?
It's 4 minutes and 20
But
seconds,
here
I'm
was the
pretty sure.
proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions.
Stanley.
Happy or sad
Why
or
can't you walk
content.
faster?
Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded. from
Walking
this
faster.
very
Is there a walking
And as the
faster
cold
button?
reality of his
No.
past began to sink in, Stanley did
Off.
Maybe. Maybe. Maybe, probably not. I probably would have gotten it by
Probably
now.
not.
blackness and a rising chill of
Did we get it?
Well,
uncertainty.
it might wait
Was it over?
until we actually exit the door. Now I think about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
He had won. He had
Hurry up, door.
defeated the machine, unshackled himself
Door ain't
from
got no
someone
gas in
else's
it.
command.
Holding down the
Freedom
W
was
button,
mere
so
moments away.
touch your fingers.
And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how
If this
many
doesn't work,
puzzles
we're gonna
still
come
lay
back a different day.
unsolved. Where
Yeah,
had his
we'll just go
credentials
back.
gone?
Yeah.
If
How
it don't
had he
work.
been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange
Yep, yep,
building
yep, yep,
hold?
yep, yep, yep.
But as sunlight streamed into the chamber,
I
he
don't
realized
think we're gonna
none of
make
this
it.
mattered to him. For it was
No,
not knowledge
probably
or
not.
even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been
If
to
you
understand,
been talking so
but
much,
to let go. No
Happy
longer would
happen.
anyone tell him where to go, what to do.
Is there a shut off the narrator button?
Whatever
no.
life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the
No.
open door.
No,
We probably didn't get it.
Stanley felt the cool breeze
Maybe not.
upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the
How do we
immense
know if we got
possibility
it?
of the new
I'll give the
path
achievement.
before him. This was exactly the way,
I think it was
right
that
now,
catwalk.
that things were meant to happen.
Catwalk screwed us over.
Stanley
Yeah.
was happy.
Missed cat. I think I should have been able to get up on that chair. Maybe get onto the other catwalk too. And I did not get the achievement. Must not have done it. What? What? I'm trying the blue room again?
All of his co-workers were
Let's go to the bucket
bucket
this time.
time.
Even though I'm pretty sure it's exactly the same. Yeah, see? Okay. Anyways, this has been the Stanley Parable. I'm gonna go to bed now.
Hey guys, that's been the Stanley Parable. We gonna try one more episode of this. Speed run. I thought it was gonna be the last episode,
Well,
so I kinda hyped that up a while ago.
well, you know, this went a lot faster than we were expecting, to be honest.
We got what, 40 something endings?
Yeah. Oh, we should be at like 41, unless we missed some that I'm not aware of. Because we still have the ones we don't speak of.
Yeah,
I think-
that exists.
I think we've done them all, because I can't think of any.
We've done them all to my knowledge.
I'm looking at the list right now, and I'm pretty sure we did them all.
Yeah.
Well, nice.
You clicked forever a while ago to get to blue. You end up in the blue room twice.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That's cold.
Yep. Anyways, it's late, so we will, I guess, probably do this tomorrow.
Lay another episode tomorrow.
Yep. Goodbye.
Potentially the last episode tomorrow.
Yeah, it better be the last episode tomorrow.
Same.
If we're gonna do a part 8, I'm just, gonna delete the game.
If we have to do a part 8, I'm hopping in the game and like strangling the narrator personally.
Hey, James, that's a great idea. I'll pick you up tomorrow, bring you over here, and you can play it for me.
I get my Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think Mom goes to dialysis. No, she don't go to dialysis tomorrow.
Oh.
Well, you can pick me up when Gina gets home.
Okay, anyways, we'll discuss this later.
We'll discuss it later.
No.
Anyway,
Goodbye, people.
are we off live stream yet?